What's up, my friends? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I am Nadeska here with Wayno and Akademiks. It is Thursday, Friday, our favorite day of the week. Guys, I had a little bit too much fun watching Snoop and X in Verzuz last night. I'm not gonna lie. Feeling like a zombie this morning. Did you enjoy it?
Oh man, yo! I knew we was in for a long night when I seen DMX had a black and red sweatsuit and red Timbs. But that was the best verses. That was the best verses. Yeah, that was the best verses. I mean, that shit was amazing, yo. Like I couldn't believe like to be able to see these two artists that I grew up watching and seeing them now in their careers. Like they older, but that was like the illest thing to see during this whole time.
I didn't know that they had so much personal history from back in the day. The energy was great. There was so much love in the room. Snoop is just such a great entertainer and such a great host. And then it climaxed well, man. I almost cried when X was doing Slippin', and then we got back to having fun. Man. Easily the best verses, I think. Ak?
I don't know if it's the best verses now. You know,
besides the Jamaican.
I gotta be honest.
You're being biased because you're Jamaican. Come on, you're being biased.
That shit was like the hype. But still, I think it was dope. I think, truth be told, I think Snoop made it what it was. Like Snoop is the epitome of, you know, someone who's a great host, is a great entertainer, and also, you know, again, the camaraderie between the two. You know, it was definitely an emphasis on more of love rather than who had the better career or like, you know, competition. So, you know, seeing that, it was more of picking each other up. Yeah. So I like that the most about that versus, because, you know, like shit, the verse that was about to happen like not too long ago, 50 and T.I., that shit looked like it was going left quick. You know what I mean? So to see this one, you know what I mean? It was a lot of feel-good moments that came out of it.
I don't think 50 Cent's personality will ever permit him to do a versus that's going to just be cool. Like, it's never... I don't care who he does it with. He's going to find something to fuck with somebody about. But yeah, this versus was really dope. It's like Snoop... I think Snoop's edge was, of course, his entertaining, him dancing, him knowing DMX, but knowing his own lyrics. Like, I couldn't believe he remembered all the lyrics to all them songs.
And DMX's lyrics.
And he rapped most of it.
Yeah,
he rapped literally almost everything. Everything. He treated it like a actual performance, you know? And also for like younger rappers who, if they were looking at that, like if you ever see some of these younger rappers when they're even performing their own songs on stage, like they rap about like like they're skipping over words. It's basically the backing track doing the work. You see someone who, you know, like has that mic presence, that breath control. You know what I mean? Even though, you know, he's not running around, you know, Snoop is still up there in age and like he bodied everything. That's why he's one of the greats.
What's crazy about this too, Act, is like watching it, all I could think of is like not dissing younger rappers, but I'm like, who the fuck has any music that's going to last the test of time? Like Slippin' came out when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to see that shit is still a song that could affect all of us today is just crazy. Like, you know, they had so many joints. I'm like, who in the future, 20 years from now, 10 years from now, who could do something like this, you know, on that level?
Yeah, it's hard to foresee. Just because each of their careers, like, just kind of studying each of their careers, you go down like a rabbit hole of like, you know, other careers that got birthed or got spun out of, you know, what they started or their movement. So, you know what I mean? Us as fans, now we just gotta be fortunate that it's happening. By the way, you know, salute to Timberland, salute to Swiss Beats. The production value is getting up there. Okay, yeah. I'm telling you, Beanie and Bunty kicked it off, man. But still, right now you can tell the whole, even though it was studio, like it's kind of like a set. Looked like they had a monitor, like with like the Instagram comments, so they could have a little feedback. It felt like a stage, which you know what I mean? No more Wi-Fi issues, and I'm very happy about
that. Was another funny thing, too, because they kept saying, like, it was just saying, like, it's like old dudes messing with technology, because they kept saying, it's the same 10 names, it's the same, there's no way possible it's 500,000 people in here. But overall, it was like, for me, that was my favorite versus so far.
Yes.
Trying to say they bodied the views, man? Some 6ix9ine shit?
Well, Suze was saying it was something like over 1 million. Anyway, shout out to the Apple Music team. They did an incredible job. I think it's really amazing that they're actually airing it on Apple TV unfiltered because the language was crazy. I think that's a big step for them as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping as Versus expanded, which, by the way, I remember we had talked like this was only going to be a quarantine thing. It's clear that's going to be bigger than just quarantine thing. It's going to continue, right? But I can't wait till it gets opened up to like other genres, other cultures, but definitely other languages. Like, shit, I want to see like a Romeo Santos versus like a Daddy Yankee, like, versus, like it's going to get there. It's going to get there, you know what I mean, for all these international artists. So I think that's when we're going to start seeing this thing really get big, because right now, this is like if you look at all the music for like DMX, not that he needed it, or even like Snoop, like their music spike for a lot of art. I would imagine artists would be now pitching battles. Like I don't think Swizz should be having to call people up no more. People should be wanting to get on the platform because your stream's gonna go up. You know what I mean? Like your catalog's gonna go up. Like at least for a couple of weeks.
I ain't gonna lie. I want to see Cameron battle somebody, but besides that, I like the only tough thing about this is that they're saying that there won't be no real concerts until like 2022, and that's the only thing. It's like I would love to see a Versus tour. Like a Versus tour is gonna be crazy, but we're gonna have to wait a minute to see it.
Yeah, gives us something to look forward to then.
Yeah.
Somebody told me they're having concerts down south. Yo,
yeah, they are, but I'm talking about
legally.
I'm talking about Live Nation venues, Akademiks, not the fucking parking lot.
No.
Yeah, ATL.
Yeah, that's over with. But them little performances is still popular.
Yeah, those are still going on. I won't be attending none of those, but.
Well, those are the reasons why we're not going to be able to leave the house this year. Every time things start looking up, people do crazy things. But so on to some more music. So J. Cole has been teasing us with a new album this year called The Fall Off. Recently said that the album's not finished. He's not rushing, but we did get 2 singles last night in a pack called Lewis Street. So the first one is called The Climb Back. This is produced by Cole himself. We hear him rapping about finding his love for the game again and going through some frustrating periods in his life. And King on Ice, produced by Cole T- and Jetson Made It. So we get back to his young Simba alter ego on this one. What'd you guys think of these songs?
First one, Climb Back. Like, I thought I liked the subject matter of the record was cool, but Lion King on Ice, I listened to that shit like at least 15 times. I made my daughter listen to it, my youngest daughter. I made her listen to it. Like it was, I don't know what it is. It might be the beat, but like, and also what he's talking about. I feel like this Fall Off album is like the album we've all been waiting for from Cole, to just get some transparency as to exactly where he's at in his life. Like I feel like. Not like it's going to be a 444, you know what I mean? But it's going to be like really explanatory as to everything he thinks of. Like even like with KOD, he was kind of just talking about stuff that was going on in the moment and kind of forecasting what it would be for like younger artists and different shit and drug abuse, etc. And he talked about his issues with his stepfather and all of that. I think this one is just going to be the most personal one he's ever done based on these 2 records. And I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I absolutely think he delivered. I really didn't even know what to expect, especially after reading that essay. I'm like, I don't know. Like, J. Cole's like one of the most confusing artists to me. Like,
why you say that? Confusing?
I'm gonna say confusing because of the lack of transparency. I really don't know what goes on in his personal life. I don't know why he would feel certain ways at certain times because, again, I don't know what he's going through, right? And that's confusing to me. You know what I mean? It's always confusing to me when I see the great artists at times not wanting to produce art and there's seemingly no reason. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of questions that, I feel like, we've had as fans about Cole. So that's why I say confusing. But these 2 records, I definitely think he delivered. I didn't really go into it with much, not saying not high expectations, but I didn't know what to expect. And that first record, the one that you said is whatever, I love that record. I like that kind of introspective, kind of like talk that shit type of record, like the first one, right? The Climb Back. And then the second one to me is cool. Like I ain't played 15 times or nothing, okay? But I do believe that both of them he delivered. So, kudos to Cole.
I'm surprised that you read the article, Akademiks. So what he's referencing is the article Cole wrote in the Players Tribune called The Audacity. So he hints at the possibility of retiring soon, finally confirmed that he has 2 sons, which I think we knew already. And then he explained a bit more about why he fell back from doing collabs for so long. So this is a quote from...
Did we know that?
I thought we knew that.
I know he had a kid. I know he had a kid.
Okay, we didn't know there were sons. Okay, we knew he had 2 kids. So now confirm that they're sons.
I think he had one.
I know nothing about Cole's personal.
Wait a minute, but he dropped.
Cole moved like a dope boy.
Yeah, like you know some vague things about it, but like like it's not like when we're not seeing him on the gram with his kid. Actually, we don't see him on the gram. Period.
No, but I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, I believe it was a song on maybe it was Revenge of the Dreamers where he said that his wife was basically pregnant. I think it was one of the songs with Earth Gang. He said it. He had a kid before that. Anyway, that's all besides the point, I suppose.
I mean, Kevin's Heart too. When he did the video for Kevin's Heart, it was kind of like they talked about. I think he talked about having a kid there because remember it was Kevin Hart buying a stroller and he seen Cole in the video buying a stroller. That was Cole's only cameo in the whole video or something like that. But like I ain't gonna lie, I think that his lack of transparency comes from the fact that when he does open up, he had the no name issue. Like when he did say everything that was on his mind. It was like he got bashed for it. Not that happens all the time, but I think that he's just a little bit reluctant to open up to people because he seemed like an introvert. And he kind of explains it in the music. Like, at one point in time, he was trying to be the dude with the big chain, the big watch and all of that. And he wasn't being himself. He had to find himself. And once he found himself, everybody jokes about, oh, Cole look homeless and all of that shit. I think he's just being him. You know what I mean? He's unapologetically being him. And he don't give a fuck about what nobody think. That's why he's like, you know what? Let me just stay away. That's why I think like this fall of album, he might be the only rapper to really say they're retiring and actually retires.
In terms of like you say when he starts speaking his mind, like the no name thing happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know one of the things I do love about Cole the most, like I like that. I like when he exposes that I'm imperfect, because everybody's imperfect, and I know a lot of people look towards like some of these guys who've made a lot of records that we feel like has spoken up for us or the culture, whatever you might call it, and we look to them to like act like or think they're perfect. But like I like even his response to No Name, basically saying, I'm sorry, baby, I'm imperfect. I don't know sometimes. I'm trying to work it out just like you. And I do think, I guess that's why I would want more transparency, because that's a very okay thing to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm figuring out. Hey, I just learned this. Rather than sometimes, anticipating the criticism and say, I ain't even gonna start. You get me? I ain't even gonna get started. But in the retirement realm, again, just a famous saying, at least I've always just said, is like usually people don't retire from the art usually retires you, the art and the fans. And I agree. I do think that with him, he would probably be one of the few artists that I would actually even believe that would walk away from it. And to be honest, he said one thing that made me a little bit I could understand, and I think it's also evident in the music too.
What?
He said he's losing the flame. He's losing that passion. And as much as we love Cole and as much as we love his music, when an artist can be, they could have that solid like knowledge of themselves and say, I'm losing my passion for this craft that I've loved and you guys love me to practice. I might take a step back or walk away. He's not doing it for money or anything else. I could understand that. You get me? And it might be a tough pill to swallow for a lot of fans because he does have a loyal, dedicated fan base. But you should know, a lot of artists go through this phase, and sometimes they end up doing like 3 more albums, either just to complete album requirements or just for the check, or they're just rapping at that point for supposedly the fans. But there's no fire burning at that point. Yeah. And it's important that artists really like their output is determined on really that inner fuel and fire, which is passion. So if he's not passionate about music no more, I'm cool. I'm cool with him saying I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I think that might be Kendrick's thing too. Like, but if he just feels like none of this shit right here is motivating, you know what I mean?
If they both leave us, what are we supposed to do?
No, but I think that's 2 different things, though, right? I think like like nothing motivating you might be nothing pushing you to be better or like pushing the boundaries of what art could be.
Yeah.
Not having a passion is like, when I'm doing it, like I'm not having that love for it. I'm not having that drive for it that I used to, which means I'm just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah. I mean, I think you kind of one goes with the other a bit. Like one really goes with the other. It's like, that moment when you start, or you might feel like you lost your spark a bit. It might be from like not being motivated by the shit you're seeing. And then on top of that, we going through all of this stuff in the world. people trying to live their lives. I think that that's a big reason and why we don't get a lot of music from those artists that give us a lot of substance. Not just Cole and Kendrick, but it's a slew of others. But I think like that might be why it's kind of tough to make music in this climate and to really do it on that level, like to really rap about some shit that you feel can penetrate. Right now, if you can do it, you really special. Not that these guys aren't, but I can understand like not wanting to do it at all, for real.
I'm also interested, because of course we had the Revenge of the Dreamers project last year, and I think about him being around the new Dreamville cast, and I'm wondering if that doesn't spark that passion, that fire. Because, I'll use another artist, and I know I get it, they're in completely different lanes, but I remember, like Lil Durk said, yo, being around King Von made him more inspired, because he saw that hunger, that thirst in him, and also he was pushing his art to try to get to another level, and Durk just being around that was like, no, this is getting me back on my shit, you know what I mean? Because of course, being an artist for a long time, you are going to go through that ups and downs. And sometimes you got to lose your passion to come back and find it, Sometimes you got to walk away rather than just kind of go through the motions and create uninspired shit. Right. So I'm wondering how that affects him.
Well, so, the quote he gave about the collaborations, of course, that became a big joke, Cole going platinum with no features to the point where it started to irritate him. And then he went on that crazy feature run last year. So he said, a combination of a competitive ego mixed with a deep fear of rejection had kept me from collaborating with peers that I respected all of these years and prevented me from building real friendships with them. So it seems like he definitely moved past that roadblock, to your point, Ak. Maybe that gave him a lot more inspiration, because those were great collaborations. So I am hoping that we get more Cole past this album, but only if it's, in his heart, if he really feels good about it. All right. Absolutely. Would you like to take us through some numbers, sir? We've been dodging this one all week.
Yeah, I've been dodging the numbers all week. That doesn't even sound too right. Sure. Well, Juice WRLD. We got to give it up to my man Juice WRLD. He earned the biggest debut of 2020 with the Legends Never Die album, selling officially 497,000 first week. Just short of the 500,000 mark, which was first reported, but Billboard got it right, saying it was only 497. Still a great number. Pop Smoke, in the second week, did 110,000 units. And by the way, he's projected to do in his third week because the deluxe dropped 150. So to be honest, these artists who passed away, they're doing the biggest numbers currently. We still got Lil Baby, in the top 5 with My Turn. The deluxe also came out a couple weeks back, but he sold about 60,000. Actually, 58K is the actual amount. We still got Post Malone in the mix, The Baby in the mix, and Summer Walker. We don't really get into the R&B bag, even though I might be the only R&B connoisseur on here. You know what I mean? But no, hold on now. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on now. But Summer Walker's new project, which by the way is an EP. Summer Walker's about to do monster numbers. Her EP did 28,000 copies. I believe it only had about like 4 or 5 songs. So that's massive for 4 to 5 songs. And in terms of singles, on the Billboard Hot 100, The Baby Rockstar was number 1 for the 6th week, and Juice WRLD had 5 songs in the top 10. Come on, man. Like you can't lose with Juice WRLD at this point. And to be honest, The Baby Rockstar ain't going nowhere. So and by the way, Drake's 2 new songs, they're about to debut next week in the top 10.
Thank you, Ash.
And Popstar.
All right, quick plug before we go on to our last topic. I host a show on Apple Music called R&B Now. Last week's episode, Summer Walker actually did a takeover, so she talked us through the EP and everything. Go check that out on demand. And now, we're still waiting to hear what really went on between Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, but I think we're all concerned about Meg and hope she's okay. So during the Wine and Weed podcast, Draya decided to share her thoughts on the situation, on their alleged relationship, comparing them to Whitney and Bobby, and saying she's here for it. I want you to like me so much you shoot me in the foot too. So it seemed like Megan was responding to her on Twitter saying, how is it funny? Who jokes about getting shot by a dude? And everyone else making jokes about it. I'll talk about it when I'm ready. This is very disturbing to me coming from another woman.
Yeah, I think that was really, really, really classless on Dre's part. Really classless. I think I just can't see no fun in it. You know what I mean? Like I can't see nothing funny in it at all. I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know the situation. All I know is that this young lady got shot, and like to say something like that about a woman, being a woman is super surprising, especially in this time. It's super surprising for me to see. It's like I wish somebody would love me so much that they would shoot me in my foot too. Really? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with all the shit that's going on right now, like, you think that that's a responsible comment to leave out there in the world for people to digest? I think that shit, like, I predict an apology from her somewhere in the future because she's a mother as well. Like, you know, what type of message is that to other women? Not only other women, but little girls. A lot of people look at Draya as, like, this beauty icon. I don't know what she does, but a lot of people look at her as, like, this beauty icon and shit, and, you know, I just think that shit was very irresponsible. You know, very irresponsible.
We're talking about Draya, like Draya Michele, like the girl from Basketball Wives.
Yeah.
I mean, she's definitely like top 3 baddest, but like she's definitely probably not the smartest or sharpest tool in the fucking drawer. You know what I mean? Like we can't be taking what she says like to heart. But, however, I'll get on the Meg thing. I don't think Meg was even responding to her. Everybody's getting jokes up. No, have you seen Twitter? Have you seen some people who are even trying to play out supposedly what's happened?
Other people like shit too, but she's definitely responding to her.
The first line of the tweet sounded like it was responding.
Definitely responding to her.
No. I mean, but she's responding to a shit ton of people. Absolutely. What I'm trying to say is that Draya Michele is not the only person who it has some type of name that has spoken or cracked jokes on it.
Right.
Like I listened to a bunch of everybody was cracking jokes last week. I think the real issue here is this. Number one. By the way, we got some more information. You know, she said, first of all, when the whole thing happened, we heard nothing. The next day, then she said she got shot. Now she's basically you know, kind of confirming some of the things that we don't know. A dude shot her, right? Again, I do believe there's 2 reasons why jokes are flying, which I don't think it's right that they're flying, but these are the reasons why I think they're flying. People don't know, so they're making up all these type of ridiculous stories that end up being funny to some people, right? Oh, Tori did this, and then she did that, and for some people, that's the little fucking weak jokes, right? Not only that, I think she hasn't really said much. She hasn't given us any details, and people with Meg, I've never seen this before, but because Meg is a woman who a lot of dudes see as like overpowering compared to Tori, I've never seen the lack of sympathy for any domestic situation like this ever. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe I'm doing a bad job explaining. Like I see people basically saying, "Yo, she was whipping Tori's ass, so Tori had to shoot her." I see mad people saying that and co-signing, which is wrong. But I think there's a lack of empathy and compassion for her because they're looking at both people and they're thinking Meg is this like giant compared to Tori. You know, again, Tori's still a male. He's a man. He's gonna be naturally stronger than Meg, even if they were in some other type of shit. I've just never seen.
Yeah, all that's besides the point, though. It's just she still said what she said, so it's like that's.
No. Nobody's like Dre's an idiot. Like, come on, bro. Like, what you talking about? Dre's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but she still listen. Whether she's an idiot or not, just because you're an idiot, don't give you the permission to say idiotic things.
Yeah, but the reason why Meg is responding how she's responding is that there wasn't this many jokes that flew when Rihanna got beat up. Let's be very clear.
Social media wasn't what it is then, what it is now.
Any other situation, right. Ray Rice, there was not this many jokes being thrown around at the expense of the victim. Meg is being treated differently.
I understand.
I'm telling you, and I've never seen the lack of compassion for someone that's a victim like I've seen how it's been with Meg. And not only that, she got shot.
We all understand that. All I'm saying is this: even with Ray Rice situation, imagine a man like myself, or as a man as yourself, making a reference to sometimes your woman get out of line. You gotta like that. That would be crazy. So for a woman to say something like that, that's regardless to what I may think or you may think her intelligence level is, she's still a woman with a large platform. And a lot of people might, even though we're not looking at, people mostly look at her, not listen to her. she still says something that was irresponsible to other women, especially in the times that we're in right now. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree. She's a fucking idiot. I don't got time for that. I'm just looking at just other things. I see people trying to also demonize her past. Like, you know, she on a live before she spoke about, like, I don't know, getting an altercation with one of her exes. Now again, I never met her. I don't know how her demeanor is, and who knows what happened that night. Regardless, none of that should really culminate and end up with her being shot. I'm just saying, we have to really treat her like a victim, and I don't see, like, you know, forget Draya. I don't see most people treating her like that, which is wrong.
Okay, so that we can all agree on at the very least. All right, I wish I had a happy thought for us to end with right now, but I think I have nothing. Let's see.
Hey, tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday. We never got to wish Nikki congratulations on her pregnancy, so that's really dope.
Oh, congrats, Nikki!
Starting a new family. That's something great to look forward to. All right, gentlemen, any final thoughts before we go?
Akademiks, I want to hear his final thoughts. You know, he's got 5
I'm
going
to DM Kanye a couple of divorce lawyers because, you know, my man is finally, you know, trying to get out of the matrix, and I support him. Okay? And, yeah, you know, I'm standing with Kanye.
Okay. I regret asking for final thoughts. So anyway, guys, everybody watching, I hope you have a great, relaxing, enjoyable weekend, and we'll see you here Monday on Everyday Struggle.
All right, before we sign out, you voting for Kanye or Uzi?